she'll be the biggest female star ever because she can pull up from the parking lot.
She is a killer. She is stone cold.
Caitlin, man, she's a phenomenon.
She's the best female collegiate player ever.
Caitlin Clark is capable of magical.
Caitlin Clark, who is renowned for her unparalleled skill and leadership on the court, continues to redefine what it means to be a trailblazer in women's basketball by disclosing a startling element in her contract. Making waves off the court as well. Following the revelation of a shocking detail on her Fever contract, the basketball community is in a frenzy, and to be honest, it's a game changer for Caitlin as well as for the way players approach their careers going forward.
Knowing that before Caitlin was Rihanna and Diana and Sue and Rebecca and all of those, Dawn Staley as a player, where does it go? Can it continue to climb, and will it climb on the back of now Paige Bueckers?
For anyone questioning the Caitlin Clark effect, we now have people wanting to watch golf because of her. We saw the kind of offer that Ice Cube made to Caitlin to play in the Big Three. That is $5 million to play 3 months.
Let's go into this thrilling moment in sports history. The Iowa standout has always been ahead of her time, and her most recent move shows that she is not just playing basketball, but also improving the sport. What precisely did she reveal, and why is everyone talking about it?
And I'm so happy for her to get the $28 million.
From the beginning, Caitlin Clark has been a visionary, and her most recent deal with the Indiana Fever is no exception. The recently disclosed information aims to establish a standard for how athletes should utilize their influence to direct their professional careers, not just about her. According to insiders and Caitlin herself, her contract contains a clause that permits improved travel accommodations, individualized support staff, and resources devoted to her overall growth as a leader and player.
Clark snags another honor. She's made the Forbes 30 under 30 list. Clark, who is just 22 years old, is the only professional women's basketball player on this list.
The Fever understood that an athlete of her caliber deserves the best, so they built in the flexibility to meet her needs. This isn't about luxury. It's about making sure that one of the biggest basketball stars can continue to shine without needless distractions. And for Caitlin, that means having the freedom to choose travel, in contrast to the usual team travel arrangements. Plans that reduce stress and speed up recuperation.
Higher than the NBA. So I was like, oh, what's she going to get paid? Because finally, you can get a real paycheck. And then I saw it and I was like, this can't be right. Because this is what it is. In the first year, Caitlin Clark will earn $76,535.
However, that is only the beginning. Additionally, Caitlin will have access to a committed group of nutritionists, trainers, and even mental performance coaches. This shows a forward-thinking approach from the Fever that prioritizes player well-being and recognizes the impact of mental and physical health on success. It's not just about winning games. It's about building a sustainable long-term career for their star player.
These are some of the comments right here. She doesn't need to play for that whack job. She should just buy a rivalry. Exactly. Kayla getting that type of bag. CC probably isn't this vindictive, but if it was me, if they wanted me outside, I'll demand a full retraction and apology from Gino for his comments on the Dan Patrick Show, which we'll get to that in a hot second.
Her teammates, for example, have been outspoken about their support, which may have raised suspicions of jealousy, but the atmosphere seems to be one of genuine excitement. Caitlin's presence uplifts the entire team, and her increased resources are seen as a reflection of where the Fever wants to go as a franchise. One player even joked in an interview that if Caitlin's getting all these benefits, we'd better start winning more games to stay up.
So Gino Auriemma talked about Caitlin Clark again.
From the viewpoint of management, this was a no-brainer. According to the general manager of the Fever, Caitlin is more than simply a player. She is a franchise, and the contract is a daring step toward redefining excellence in women's basketball. Fans of women's basketball have, of course, had a field day with the revelation as social media platforms exploded with reactions ranging from admiration to playful envy. One particularly viral tweet read, "By investing in her development, they're also investing in the future of women's basketball fans. Another person said, "She's living the dream, and honestly, she deserves every bit of it." Caitlin Clark recently secured a first-class seat to the future of women's basketball. The prevailing attitude is one of pride in Caitlin's ability to push limits and inspire others to reach higher.
If you're a college player and you're a great college player, like Caitlin was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. There were actually odds on she's third or fourth in betting odds on being MVP at the WNBA.
However, Caitlin herself has made it clear that this contract is about laying the groundwork for long-term success, not just for her, but also for her teammates in the league as a whole. In interviews, she has expressed her desire to use these resources to boost her performance and bring titles to Indiana. It's a vision that transcends her intense devotion to the game and personal gain.
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark. But
this is more than just one player or one team. It's a turning point in the way women's sports are valued and supported. Caitlin's contract sends a strong message that athletes should have their needs met in ways that allow them to excel on and off the court by putting their development and well-being first. Let's also talk about the ripple effect. Young athletes around the world are watching Caitlin's journey and learning that it's okay to demand more because they're seeing a role model who's not just breaking records, but also breaking barriers. This is about more than basketball. It's about empowerment, leadership, and the guts to rethink what's possible.
To basketball. Watch Caitlin Clark, left side. She doesn't even look at her, waves her hand as if to say, I don't care about you, I'm not defending you.
Naturally, enormous responsibility comes along with significant change. Caitlin is aware that she is the center of attention, but she is managing it with poise and modesty. She is quick to give credit to her teammates and the Fever. As we look to the future, it is evident that Caitlin Clark is more than just an athlete. She is a trailblazer, a leader, and a symbol of what is possible when talent meets determination. Her contract with the Fever is more than just a business agreement. It is a declaration of intent that the future of women's basketball is bright, bold, and limitless. Thank you to the organization for believing in her vision.
When we look at player salaries, people wonder, why are NBA player salaries 100 times higher than WNBA salaries? Because the TV money was 100 times higher in the NBA than it was in the WNBA.
The most noteworthy aspect of Caitlin Clark's path is how this deal demonstrates her capacity to go beyond conventional limits. She is not just an athlete in the traditional sense, but also a brand, an icon, and a visionary by securing. The Fever's decision to fully support her vision is more than just a smart business move. It's a cultural shift. Historically, women's sports have been undervalued, with athletes frequently lacking the resources or recognition they truly deserve. CIN is demonstrating to young athletes worldwide that being exceptional on the court isn't enough, and that you can and should demand excellence off the court as well. Deal is a start in changing that perception by sending a message to other teams, leagues, and even corporate sponsors that supporting female players is not only morally right, but also financially advantageous.
It was a little of that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979 when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another.
And the ripple effect is already starting. According to reports, other WNBA players are considering similar clauses for their contracts after being inspired by Caitlin's audacious move. Agents and teams are taking notice, realizing that this could become the new standard for superstar athletes, and even younger players in high school and college are beginning to dream bigger, knowing that Caitlin is paving the way for them to enter a world with fewer restrictions and more opportunities. Caitlin herself appears to be acutely aware of the part she's playing in this broader movement. She's not just advocating for her own development, she's advocating for the growth of women's basketball as a whole. She stated in a recent press interview that this isn't just about me. It's about paving the way for the next generation to thrive in ways we never imagined.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
Furthermore, Caitlyn's actions support her statements. She has already stated her intention to use her resources to mentor young players and take part in community outreach initiatives. Just think of the impact it would have if a player of her caliber showed up at a youth basketball camp and shared not only her skills, but also her mindset. That kind of ripple effect has the power to change lives.
Like, whatever really happens with Caitlin Clark, I would say her big thing is to be ready for the WNBA season. And people are like, why? She's only making $70,000 in the WNBA. What is the point of her worrying about that league rather than trying to push for other leagues and other ways of making more money?
Naturally, detractors will always voice their opinions. Some have questioned whether such unique provisions undermine the idea of team equality, but Caitlyn's strategy makes it obvious that this isn't about entitlement. Rather, it's about pushing boundaries in a way that benefits everyone. By being at her best, she's helping the Fever win games, gain recognition, and draw in more fans. In other words, her individual success directly translates into collective success for the team and the league. Caitlyn's journey is far from over, and this revelation is just one chapter in her incredible story. Whether you're a fan of the game or are just motivated by her determination, there's no doubting that she's making an impact that will be felt for years to come. A pioneer in every way possible.